my name is Will. I'm the owner and chief designer for LUSB. We're a textile development and manufacturing company. We've been in business since 2003. We started out as primarily a military subcontractor, and today we build in about 6 or 7 different industries worldwide. And what really drives me is it's the maker piece. I've always been a maker. Ever since I was a kid, building Legos and that type of thing, I've always had that kind of drive. My dad was a craftsman. He taught me a lot about building furniture and woodworking and things like that. And then that just developed into basically any other medium. I came across fabrics in, I guess, about 1997 on a trip to China, and ever since then have been working in the textile world. So there's a great kind of story of transition in our history. We started out in this kind of military environment with a high volume of product moving through our doors, and then as that started to slow down, we were just desperate to go find other industries that needed a textile-based product that was made in the US. We started to filter into quilting and sewing. We got into the outdoor recreation market. We got into industrial markets, and that all has just now coalesced into one larger company, and that kind of stabilizes an industry that's really been in decline in the US for years. Part of our hope is that we can get a new generation of people to get excited about what we do. Oftentimes we're looked at as an old, archaic industry. It's got a bad stigma of sweatshops and things like that historically. What we want to do is we want to elevate it so it's known as a STEM industry. We're not just a cut and sew facility anymore. We do really high-end engineering projects for Hewlett-Packard and for Boeing and for SpaceX and people like that. So if we can get youth excited about coming back into this industry and about textiles, it's a bigger industry and it's an exciting industry. It's really fun. The waste in this industry is probably the most paramount problem that we face, and there's great efforts being made by companies that are focusing their attention on how we reduce the amount of impact that we have environmentally. Every day when we're cutting, we end up with a fair amount of waste yield that we have to try and figure out what to do with. And in most cases, it just goes to landfill. We're focused on zero waste design. We're focused on taking that waste and turning it into other products that are useful, and so that product gets a life out of itself instead of just finding the landfill. To give you an example, there's 22 billion pounds estimated of industrial fabric waste in the US alone every year. Of that, only 15% can actually be recycled. So 85% of that 22 billion pounds ends up in landfill or some other kind of waste receptacle. That's not a responsible way. And so we used to operate at about a 15% waste yield. Today we're operating at 8 to 9%, so we've had a dramatic improvement. Our goal is to get to zero, and we're not going to stop until we get there. I would hope that anybody would view Last US Bag as a pretty authentic made in the USA brand. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we're here to employ people in the US, we're here to pay a fair family wage, and we're here to make a really cool product. If it's not fun anymore, I'm probably not going to be making it.